our new coworker announced yesterday he will join the afternoon show here at WEEI, former teammate of Wiggy's. You know, I generally loathe taking credit for anyone else's success, but it seems
here we go.
It seems like just yesterday that you began your radio career on a little station called WAAF, Ted Johnson.
Greg, that was the genesis of my my lucrative broadcasting career, no doubt. It was I was doing the math, buddy. You know, I mean, do you realize how long it's been since I've done an interview on either the Hillman show or the Greg Hill show or some variation of Greg and Hill in the name of a show?
I'm afraid
it's been a long time, bro.
I'm afraid to hear it. How long is it? Is it 20?
Over 20 years. Over 20 years.
God. Wow.
Yep. It's been over 20 years. So people know I was drafted by the Patriots in 1995, and in 1996 I started a relationship with Greg, and I did his show for 9 straight years. Every Monday after every game, I was there. You could depend on me. I was never late.
Yep.
And I remember. I think you paid me handsomely too. I remember.
I think it was
rounds of golf.
Yeah, it was gift cards for restaurants. I think it was
gift cards. There you go. That was. I mean, so you really hooked me up too. I remember that. Boy, but hey, it's good to be on with you and on with you guys. And who would ever thought that you and I would be teammates? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, and we're really excited about it. And I tried to get Vrabel going on it yesterday when I suggested that very frequently the late David Crowley and I would take you and Vrabel on golf wise at the Worcester Country Club and take all of your money. So
those were the days. You did hustle us a little bit, but we also knew we were being hustled because we loved playing those nice courses with you guys. But it was like those were good times, man. You know, I mean those early 2000s, those teams, those guys, those characters, and of course, there's only one David Crowley, so those were a lot of fun. And Vrabes one of my favorite teammates, and Wiggs, I'm sure I know you're speaking highly of him. He's a hard guy not to really like. So it feels a little bit strange from I don't know how you guys feel, or Wiggy, how you feel, but it feels a little bit strange that I'm analyzing and being critical of someone who I've absolutely loved as a teammate, and that'll be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is it going to be hard since you guys are so close for you to say how you really feel about it?
I don't think so. I mean, I was really close to Belichick, and I was pretty hard on him, So that was my boy, right?
Him. You just loved him, man.
I mean, he was tight, so. It shouldn't be any problem. It'll be the same thing.
Yeah, you and Curtis.
No,
you and Curtis will have that in common. An intense dislike for Bill Belichick.
Yeah. The guy that ended it all prematurely. We should all love him forever.
Well, I think I've learned that resentment is like drinking poison but waiting for the other person to die. So I've moved on. I've grown up. I've learned a lot in the last 21 years since we've last talked, Greg. So I'm a more enlightened person now. So I'm I don't carry those resentments and
that's good.
Those things that used to weigh me down anymore.
I was talking about this earlier. I was shocked by the amount of and Scheim. It's nerd on nerd crime when Scheim says it, but Scheim said it was predominantly the analytical nerds who were losing their mind yesterday because Mike Vrabel shared, a little bit of analytical knowledge with us about teams that throw the ball over 50 times in a football game, and they're absolutely panicked that he's going to come in here and just run the football. I don't know your thoughts on that. But.
I mean, well, if you're just going by his previous years in Tennessee, I mean the numbers would suggest maybe that his leaning was towards having a heavy run game. Look, I think Mike's smarter than that. I think Mike's I saw parts of that interview yesterday. I just got to be honest. I mean, he was the smartest guy in the room. When you guys were interviewing him. No offense, you guys are all smart. He's a bright person, and he knows what he's doing. And so, look, he comes from an age, an era in which we and I played where it was more like fighting in a phone booth. Football was more about who was tougher, and it wasn't about scheme and space. And so Mike's from that era. So he takes some of those, methodologies and philosophies into his coaching now, but don't kid yourself. He knows what he's got to work with in Drake Maye, and he's never had a quarterback at Tennessee. I don't care, even when Ryan Tannehill was at his best. He couldn't touch what Drake Maye is capable of doing. And so Mike's going to use that, exploit that, and Patriots fans shouldn't lose any sleep over that. Mike's he's going to have a forward, progressive offense that he'll run for sure.
Does it bother you like it bothers some that Drake Maye wasn't there for his press conference? It would have if he was in his third or fourth year. It would have. I'm giving the kid a break. I mean, it's his first year. Maybe somebody should have said something to him. He probably didn't realize in the moment what, it might be a good idea to just say a few words. Gerard Mayo's just been fired. You've supported him recently. You've had his back. Just say a few words. I'm not sure if anybody said that to him, and I'm not sure he would. You know what? I'm giving the guy a pass. He's a rookie. He doesn't know all the situations just yet, and really what his job fully entails, being the figurehead of your football team. And so I'm going to give him a pass for that. I'm going to give him a pass for not being here for Vrabel's announcement, being head coach, because you know what? Dude, it was a long season for him. He's on vacation, and I don't think it's that big of a deal that he wasn't in attendance at either of those days or has made comments. Now, if he wants to make comments and go on some kind of platform and just give his thoughts, that would be good. But I'm not going to hold that against him, Greg.
Yeah. And see, the thing about Vrabel, and Teddy could tell you this, the reason why I don't think Vrabel gets, when we're critical of him, I don't think it bothers him because he knows he would be critical of himself, and Teddy knows, like, that's the era of football we were brought up in. Like, when we talked with Jahlani Tavai, fans booing us, we understood why we were getting booed when we were playing like ass. And if Vrabel's, coaching like ass and the team is coaching like ass, Teddy knows he'll probably be like, I understand why you're criticizing me. I would criticize me too. And I think that's going to be the difference between Vrabel and Mayo when you start to see them this year.
Teddy, were you blown away by what Jahlani Tavai said?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, but I shouldn't be. I mean, look, I played with a lot of different guys, and I played with some guys that seriously didn't know whether to poop or whine or watch. I had to, I don't know. I always thought it was D linemen. I literally, if you just say Ringo, Lucky, it tells them to go right or left. Like, that is how you talk to a defensive lineman. But look, I just think I think the kid's a smart guy, and I think it's going to be totally fine. I do.
Yeah. All right. Well, you begin on Tuesday afternoon. Is that correct?
Hey, I start Tuesday afternoon. I do. Yep, that's my first day. So looking forward to that.
So you needed one long weekend before you began?
I would have started earlier if they needed me. I mean, yeah, no, I was ready to go right now.
All right,
but it was up to they picked that date, and so I'm not going to argue with them.
And Teddy,
I'm ready to go when they tell me.
I know you're a big, strong guy. Ken can be intimidating, but I promise he's totally benign. He's not anything to be worried about.
Yeah, Ken, he's your new coach. Ken is your new Bill Belichick.
Right, he's an unsuccessful Belichick. That's what we call him.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'm going to look out for Ken for sure now.
Ken will not make you. He will not make you practice when you are concussed. I can guarantee you that. He will not. He will not do that. Well, we're really excited, and I'm really happy that you're here, and can't wait to get it started.
Welcome.
And welcome. And
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate the warm welcome. Thank you very much.